If you guys are unaware, on December 20th, I was involved in a car crash, and ever since, I've been just kind of recovering. The only thing that really hurts now, sometimes my wrist hurts, but it's like, it like only spawns in at like the morning pretty much. And then other than that, I'm okay. My collarbone to like my like up here to here, and then like my shoulder blade, like pretty much this triangle here. Basically from like the mid chest up to the collarbone to shoulder, up through here. Those are like the three main, that whole area is usually typically really sore in the morning. I can't really sleep on my side. I'm a side sleeper. I can't really sleep on my side, so I sleep on my back. I can like lay on my left and right sides, but not for very long. So yeah, just want to let you guys know that on December 20th, that had all transpired. It's a weird feeling. It's a weird sensation. If you guys have ever been in a car crash, you may kind of know what that's like. I think for myself, I kind of relive the moment kind of a lot. Like it's like, I don't know. You just kind of constantly, you're like, there's like a different moment. You're like, things have gone differently, you know? Like, what about if you like waited an extra 5 seconds, you know, from your destination? Would things be different, you know? And I think that's kind of, it's a weird, like this weird, mortality like aspect to it of like, there are a lot of people that get in a car crash and do not come out alive. And it's like, what about if they decided to wait 5 seconds? What about if I decided to wait 5 seconds? Did I go sooner? It's a whole thing. Brayden, not even a bad joke at all. It's really funny. Because like I have a cousin that does like demolition derby, and like you get banged up, but you're not like, you know, it's not like crazy injuries. And usually the cars are kind of meant to be demoed. Obviously most cars, automobiles, are meant to just be driven. Some are meant to go really fast. Some are meant to haul really like heavy loads. My mom's car is just like it's just a normal like Hyundai Santa Fe, and it gets you one place to another. It's a great family car, and yeah, there's just a lot of things that kind of happen. Wark, welcome back, by the way. It's great to see you in here. Yeah, usually not at 50 to 60 miles an hour. The road that we were on, they were obviously more at a standstill. If you guys have seen the photos, and maybe I can explain it here. Maybe, you know what? Let's get the Microsoft Paint out. We haven't done Microsoft Paint in a while. Let's do the paint. So I'm going to draw this diagram from my perspective. So that is... Yeah, this is the outer lines of the road, okay? These are the outer lines of the road. We're going to do... Okay, so we're going to do that. This isn't going to make much sense as of right now, but I promise you it's going to make much sense. I'm going to go ahead and do blue. Okay, because white, I can't do white on white. That's just not how that works, okay? So, this is going to make a lot of sense here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because there is a solid... Like, imagine this goes that way. So this is let me do green. This is my little okay. This is my car. Okay. I'm traveling that way. Okay. I'm traveling that way. I want you guys to think this is a turn lane. So these two lanes still exist, but it's a turn lane here. So it's like one of those ones you get over and you have like a safe and, you know, center turn lane. The thing is that this turn lane is not on the other side as well. So it's not like a main arterial road where like you both can get into like the left turn lanes and whatnot. A lot of it is, J turn. A lot of people, it's just one turn pretty much. The reason why it would be called is because you're doing a J. Pretty much. By the way, Manny, thank you so much for the lurk, by the way. Great to see you in here. And so their car, let me get a color here that would make sense. Their car here, okay? Their car here is turning. And it's turning over into a road. It's turning, right? Like a car would. It's turning, it's wanting to go that way. Okay? And so I have the right of way because they have to wait for all the cars until it's clear, just like anything. And so what happens is I'm driving here. They decide to turn. And basically what happens is a car crash, pretty much. So they got a ticket on the scene after everything. We got our stuff back. They failed to yield. There was 4 people in their car. It was me in my car, or my mom's car. Because I had a bunch of stuff. I needed like a, what is it? I needed like a power outlet because I was filming the music video and I needed to like do a bunch of stuff for it. It ended up not working, right? Not Daddy Jay's fault for once, exactly. So what ended up happening is that I saw them kind of like enough in time that instead of going straight and like hitting them on the side, like you would here, we kind of got more pinpointed, if that makes sense. So like their entire front of their car was like gone. You know what I'm saying? Their driver, he wasn't pissed. He was very remorseful. Like he was like super sorry. Like he was like, he felt really bad. And yeah, it's just one of those things like, yeah. Oh, no, not pissed as in drunk. No. He seemed fine. Like, he was very cooperative. Like, if he seemed drunk, I'm sure, like, the police officers would have been like, hey, brother, like, let's check you out. So luckily enough, like, I was able to see it enough in time. I probably had, I don't know, maybe half a second to see, like, it happening. And so their entire front car of their car was, like, shaved off. They ended up spinning. And so their car was facing that way. My car was facing this way. And obviously, I'm the one going 50 miles an hour. And they're the ones turning, so that's why they face that way, right? Kind of the whole purpose, I guess. Facing that way. So yeah, so Jared was talking to them. He's saying, boy, I need this insurance check. Ah! No, it was one of those things, like, I think when you replay it in your head, you're like, do you brake? Do you, like, try braking as, like, fast as you can? Like, it's just one of those things, and my mom, it's, this, like, the biggest foreshadowing is that my mother, in her car, when it's cold enough, like, her automatic braking won't go. I'm sure you guys have seen those commercials where, like, oh, automatic braking. What is exceptionally happens is you don't want to be automatic braking when it's cold, when there might be ice, black ice, where you just like are gonna slide and crash into somebody. It's just not good. You have to be very slow with ice, and you can't just lock up, right? Can't become like a 2,000-pound sled. And so I don't remember if that went off or not. It definitely seemed like it was cold enough for it to be. It was definitely cold. Like I had a jacket and everything. And whatnot. So yeah, my car's facing that way. Theirs is that way. Where mostly on this, I'm mostly over here. They're kind of more here, I would say. In the terms of the road. So yeah, like the whole side of the airbags. I'm sure I'll pull up the Discord here and whatnot. So that's essentially what happened. I guess I don't know if you guys seen in the announcements. So this was my mom's car. To be honest, I thought that this car would be far worse. I thought, like, my mom's car would be far worse. The entirety of this area, I was, like, surprised. I'm assuming this was their passenger mirror that would have crashed into this. That's just my thoughts. To be fair, if I was in that situation, I would use my super sense to detect the exact trajectory of the crashing car and then just swerve out of the way. Exactly. You crank the wheel, car goes flipping, you flip right over them and you're fine. You drive off. So yeah, this was my mom's car. This was more of the front of it. So like the entire grill pretty much was like off. Obviously you can tell right here, it's still connected. The light's obviously gone. The most crumbling from that, like you could see most of the crumbling happening. Like I'm surprised for going as fast as the car was. That this is not worse. You know what I mean? Like, pretty much everything from, like, that point on was fine. This was their car. Like I said, like, that's how their car's facing. They're more on the road. You could see the front here. So, like, where my mouse is, let me see if I can open this on browser. So, as you can see, this is where the front of their car should be. Everything in front of their tire is gone. I could fix it for about $250, right? Yeah, their passenger airbags went off. I don't recall if their driver passengers went off. I don't recall. Obviously you can tell, like, the airbags are right there. I don't fully recall. This was inside the car. So obviously I'm sitting here. Let me see, this is probably a better angle here. So the back passenger, or the back driver, behind the driver, I guess you'd call this the third seat, is airbag went off. The driver's side airbags went off. The steering wheel went off. And below the seat also went off. You know what I'm saying? I think the replacement part would be more expensive than that. $250. It's fine. Well, he got it on Temu. He got it on Temu. So yeah, pretty much those were all the airbags. 4 airbags went off. This is what blows my mind. I don't know how airbags exactly, like, I know how they go off, but what happens to like the front of the steering wheel? I couldn't find it. I didn't see it. I just don't know what is going on with that. Something up there is broke. I don't recall what that was. I don't recall what that is. It would... Oh! That would have probably been the airbag spot. I'm assuming that probably would have been the airbag spot. Yeah, like, I got out of the car, like, and I was like, what? Like, why don't I hurt? Maybe, like, a few minutes later, like, my collarbone really hurt. Like, it really, really hurt. And then also just like after that, like everything started settling that night. But yeah, like my entire left side, I was on that pillow, you know what I'm saying? It's literally a mini explosion. It covers, oh, really? Okay. See, because I was wondering post, I guess, car crash, I was like, where's the front of the steering wheel? Like I just didn't see it, anywhere. Yeah, dude, the adrenaline, like my blood pressure was really high, obviously. And yeah, like I was like, I'm generally okay. Like I don't have anything like broken, you know, like I don't feel it. But yeah, I just became really sore in this area pretty much on the right side. My neck was pretty sore. I have like a neck brace up there JD had. But yeah, like for the most part, I have my doctor appointment on the 8th. So we'll kind of just see, you know, might just be one of those things like, hey, just give it time. Which I'm assuming will probably be the case because I haven't seen anything gotten worse. My sternum, like the middle of my ribs to the right side of my ribs really hurt. This is the floorboard here. Let me actually zoom back here. I got hit by an airbag, and when I hit my head turned with a helmet, and it hurt like hell. Wait, so I got hit by an airbag, and when I had my head turned with a helmet on it, it hurt like hell. So you had it more like this, and it came on. I could see how that would like hurt post. So yeah, my mom has like a whole bunch of like pens in her car. She has like coffee shop stuff. Obviously, like this is the floorboard. Yeah, I only came out with one little scratch, like right there. That was about it. That was like the only scratch. Like I got home and I was like, oh, I have blood on my hand. And then I cleaned it up and I had like a paper cut on my hand pretty much. So yeah, this was the, these things were really soft. I don't know. Have you guys, it's like, it kind of felt like one of those like air mattresses that you sleep on that's like super tight. That's what these felt like. Like I could not move them. My mom's door, I could not get open, after the crash. Like I could not get it open. Like I had to crank it open. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, that photo of my mom's vehicle. And then, yeah, this was their, I guess, the logo on the front of their car and whatnot. So that was that. So yeah, that was, yeah, I remember like, I could tell you every single car that I saw, like driving up the road. I could tell you every car in the roundabout. I could tell you, it was so ironic, just because there was a police car as I was driving up. There was a police car that drove the other way, like the same way that the other car was going, not up the road, but like the same direction. So like opposite of us, like I was driving this way, they were driving this way. And like they flashed their lights and I was like, oh man, that guy's gonna get caught for speeding. And like, because that cop was on him. And I was like, oh my. And then like 3 seconds later, that happens. And they were like saying the cop had said like, oh yeah, like a bunch of people like drove by and said that there was a crash back there. And so that must have been that guy's lucky day not getting a speeding ticket.